this lesson is on exploring equations of parallel and perpendicular lines. We're going to start out by graphing these two lines, y equals 2/3 x plus 2 and y equals 2/3 x minus 1. If we just start by looking at the equations, they're both in slope-intercept form, and we might notice that they have the same slope, but they have different y-intercepts. And let's look at what that looks like when we graph them. We'll start with this one. Our y-intercept is 2. Our slope is 2/3, so we're going to rise 2 and run 3, which puts us at a point right here. We might want an additional point, so we could go down 2 and left 3, which would give us another point over here. Then we'll draw the line through those points. Let's adjust that a little bit so that it looks a little more like it actually goes through our points. Oh, the computer's not happy with me today. Okay, close enough. Now we're going to graph the second line, y equals 2/3 x minus 1. Now we have a y-intercept of -1, which puts us down here, but our slope is again 2/3. So we're going to rise 2 and run 3, or go down 2 and to the left 3, and I'll just connect these by hand this time. And what do you notice about these lines? Well, they're parallel. And so what we see here is that if the slopes are the same, then the lines are parallel. Now these two lines have different slopes and different y-intercepts. Let's graph each of them and see if they have a special relationship. On the first one, we have a y-intercept of 1 and a slope of 1/2. So we're going to rise 1, run 2, or go down 1 and to the left 2. And draw the line through those points. And then we're going to graph the second one. We have a y-intercept of -2 and a slope of -2. So we're going to rise 2 and run to the left 1. So we have a negative slope. Let's start up here. And if you look at these two lines, they meet at a right angle. This is because their slopes, while they're not the same, are opposites and reciprocals. If we take 1/2, the slope of our first line, and we take the reciprocal of that, it becomes 2/1, and then make it the opposite, -2/1, that's what we get for our second slope. So if you had a line that had a slope of 2/5, the slope of a line perpendicular to that line, you would get the reciprocal of the slope and then make it the opposite. So it would be -5/2. So here's what we've said. Parallel lines have the same slope. Here we have a 2x and a 2x. So 2 is the slope for both of those lines. Perpendicular lines have slopes that are opposite and reciprocals of each other. You're going to need both. So the slope of our first line is 3/1. The line perpendicular to that is the slope -1/3. For these, it doesn't matter what your y-intercept is. They can be different, they could be the same. But on parallel lines, if the slopes are the same and the y-intercepts are the same, then you're talking about the same line instead of two different parallel lines. So with parallel lines, you're going to want your y-intercepts to be different, but it doesn't matter what they are.